Have you ever experienced a burnout? I have. I used to work very long hours. I would go to bed around 1 o'clock and get up 4 o'clock to pray. And then I would be at work for long hours, ministering, discipling, planning events, until one day I got a virus and it affected my entire life. I was like bedridden. And when I tried to go back to work, I got a relapse. So I decided to take a sabbatical and a vacation. I was extremely exhausted. I was burnt out. Hi everyone, I'm Kimberly Garth and I provide practical relationship advice for single Christian women, including taking care of yourself. Today's topic is 9 tips to prevent burnout. So here are the tips. 1. Devalue busyness. If someone had told me that my real significance was in my work, I would have denied it. I sincerely thought that it was in Christ. But the strange thing is that I was so busy achieving and doing ministry that I neglected my relationship with Jesus. I once heard the phrase, Jesus was never in a hurry. I was like, what? For the most part, I was always in a hurry impacting lives for Jesus. So here are some signs that you are always in a hurry like I was. You usually eat and run with little time to sit and enjoy a meal. Spending quality extended time with God is rare. Your mind is always racing and preoccupied with all that needs to be done. When people are talking with you, you zone out. It takes a while for your mind to settle down before you fall asleep. And also, you walk quickly all the time. My sister,
you need to slow down
and enjoy the simple pleasures of life. If you don't, you miss out on the real joy of living. 2. Establish margins. Have you ever noticed that when you look through a book, there are white spaces on the top, at the bottom, at the sides, and in between the text? If the text and the graphics were to fill up the entire page, it would be cluttered and unattractive and confusing. It needs white space. The same is true for every area of your life. You also need margins and white spaces for an orderly, sane life. If your schedule is too packed, you need time margins. This means that you should not have an activity for every waking moment of the day. If your life goes unchecked with no margins or little margins, burnout will be knocking at your door. So 2 books that really helped me when I was burnt out are Margin and The Overload Syndrome by Richard Swenson. So I have placed the links in the description box in case you want to check them out. 3. Set aside 1 day of rest weekly. In the Old Testament, it is written that God rested on the 7th day. If God is all-powerful and doesn't need any physical rest, then why would he do a thing like that? Besides the theological implications concerning Christ, I believe he wanted to establish a principle of rest and dependence on him. When we decide to set aside 1 day weekly to rest, we are saying that 1. We are limited humans. 2. We need to depend on God to accomplish all that we are unable to do for ourselves. And 3. We recognize our need to be refreshed and re-energized by him. So here are some suggestions for resting at least 1 day a week. Choose a day of the week to rest. Don't do any errands or chores on that particular day. Make all the necessary preparation on the days leading up to it so that can happen. On that day, select activities that would revive you spiritually, emotionally, intellectually, and even physically. By giving yourself a weekly rest of an entire day, you will be able to prevent burnout. 4. Sleep more. I was watching the evening news some years ago after my burnout. During the Health Watch segment, I heard that if a person sleeps for 8 hours regularly, he or she will be less susceptible to contracting viruses and colds. At that time, I would catch every virus that was circulating, so I decided to try it. And would you believe that years passed before I even caught another virus? That advice really helped me. So train yourself to go to bed at a decent hour so that your body will get up naturally without an alarm clock. So my sister, sleep more hours and you'll be more equipped to prevent burnout. 5. Simplify your life. The more you have, the more time and money are required to maintain them. So when I was living in my parents' house, my main responsibility was really my room, although I had other household chores. Now that we live in our own home, the work is never done. That's just the reality of owning more. 1 Timothy 6:6 says, "But godliness with contentment is great gain." We as Christians have become unhealthily preoccupied with acquiring and accumulating that we are no longer content with a simple life. In our focus on getting rich, we lose our health, our families, and our values. So here are some questions to think about concerning simplifying your life. Do you need to downsize? Is your house too cluttered? Do you have clothes that you've bought months and years ago that you have not worn at all or only worn once? My sister, simplify your life so that you have more time for others and not things. You'll prevent burnout when you live in simplicity. To help give some more guidance on areas of development that you can focus on as a single woman, download my free resource, The Irresistible Godly Woman Checklist. Get access to it by clicking on the link in the description box. 6. Say no to good things. As the saying goes, good is the enemy of the best. You can fill your life with lots of good things to the detriment of what is best. By saying no to good but unnecessary opportunities, you will be able to protect yourself from being overburdened by too much activity that will only zap you of all of your energy and even your purpose. You only have 24 hours in a day, and you cannot afford to waste it on good things. So many of us have a problem saying no, but having your own plan beforehand will help you to say no when you should. I once heard, if you don't have a plan for your life, someone else will. So please have a plan for your own life. It will help to prevent burnout. So if you are benefiting from this video, please like, subscribe, and click on that notification bell so that you will not miss any of my videos. 7. Focus on your most important relationships. We have an enemy of our souls, and he doesn't care about you. He will deceive you into believing that your real worth is in your career advancement, your popularity, your ministry, your beauty, your talents, your wealth, and on and on. Prosperity, even in ministry, can often cause us to lose focus on our relationship with God. You need to always take time to periodically stop and evaluate who and what has your heart. Time is man's greatest treasure because it is the rarest. Once time is lost, it is lost forever. You can lose money and earn it again, but that will never happen with time. So here are some questions concerning your relationships. If God is your greatest treasure, can you go for long periods of time without connecting with Him? Do you carve out time to spend with your loved ones? Is it a chore and an unwelcome inconvenience to spend time with God? In the absence of consistently connecting with Him, we run the risk of slowly but surely damaging our lives. As such, to prevent burnout, my sister, we need an ongoing real connection with Jesus and make time for your family and your close friends as well. 8. Enjoy your hobbies. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, as the saying goes. God is not a killjoy, but He is the one who has made us with the capacity to laugh, smile, compete, seek adventure, etc. Set aside time weekly to do something that breathes life into you. What hobby refreshes you? Do you need to visit a lake, the mountains, or the beach more frequently? Regularly carve out time for at least one hobby every single week, and it will help you to prevent burnout. 9. Set aside time to think. Think time is not a waste of time. I heard an interview with Nelson Mandela about his time in prison. I never would have expected him to say that in prison he got time to think, and that changed his life. One of my favorite things to do is to just sit and think in absolute silence. This sort of disconnection from all distractions is very therapeutic. It will help to calm you, solve problems, improve your creativity, be in tune to your emotions, and discern what God is saying to you, and so much more. So here are some tips for having regular think time. Place your phone and other devices far away from you, preferably in another room. Turn off all notifications on your devices so that you will not feel tempted to take a look. Try to be in a place where you can be physically alone. Sit in silence, enjoy your solitude, and think. At first, it might be uncomfortable, so I would recommend starting with a short amount of time. So think time will refresh you and help prevent burnout. Everybody seems to be in a rat race these days. If a person is busy, she is considered to be productive. However, busyness and productivity are not one and the same. Before you reach the point of burnout, my sister, you can make decisions and take precautions that would prevent it from happening. Have you ever experienced burnout? What are you currently doing to prevent it from happening in your life or even reoccurring? Please comment below and let me know. Thanks so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, check out some of my other videos where you can learn more and hopefully benefit as well. Take care. Bye.